Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of the Traitors After Show right here at Reality After Show. I'm your host, Bobby Goodsby, joined, as always, by my good friend and Survivor legend, Jonny Fairplay. Johnny, how you doing tonight?
Good. I feel I went on an emotional roller coaster this evening.
Yes.
I did not leave the same way I left episodes 1 through 3.
We are also joined by the great and powerful and wonderful at Ty Lowry from Destination X. Ty, how you doing?
Like Johnny, I'm also feeling very emotional right now.
Yeah.
It was a lot of highs, a lot of lows, a lot of disappointment. So
yeah,
I'm ready to get into it.
I think disappointment is our number one. I think the word I'm looking for is commiserating. It's the word. I'm expressing and feeling sympathy and pity right
shared
now.
with others. Yes.
shared with almost an entire roundtable.
Let's how do we start this? Because obviously there's the big moment that happened, but we want to go a little bit in chronological order.
Yeah, let's go in order.
Yeah, let's go in order, but we know what everyone wants to talk about. We know what people are here for. So let's let people trickle in. And when that moment comes, we will get to it, because I think that is a big moment for everybody. And everyone's emotions are really high right now. But let's start with episode 4. We come back. We're talking about the round table, talking about everything that happened. What are your guys' thoughts going into episode 4 now that it's been a week? Ty, what were your thoughts of episode 1 through 3 and now going into episode 4? What did you expect?
You know, what I was expecting was more discussion about the murder in plain sight, and we didn't get that.
Yes, thank you. I was on the same page.
I felt like that was missing. That's what I was going into episode 4 wanting to see, like, up front first, them trying to break it down. But I feel like the edit just skipped all of that because I don't believe that nobody talked about it.
Yeah. I'm thinking potentially some duds talked about it, and they're just like, "Oh, they're duds. We're not going to show them." We do have some duds this season, but we have duds every season. But these duds are extra duddy.
See, I kind of disagree, because even the ones that I do feel are duds are still giving me a little something as far as episode 4 and 5. Episode 1 through 3.
What's Tara giving you? What's Tara giving you?
Tara is giving me, you're playing the great, faithful game that you could possibly play. Like, you're right there in the middle of talks. You're someone that's a part of it, but not really putting your word out there, trying to get too much heat on your shoulders. There's people doing way too much, Colton. But there's just a lot going on in this episode that, with all these other people putting themselves forward, I don't feel like you need to when so many people are doing it. Where in past seasons, it's always been, well, let's target those people that aren't talking, because 1 to 3 people are doing most of the talking. This season, I feel like there's like 6 or 7 that are doing talking, and you can kind of stay in the background.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm liking this season, because I do like 6 or 7 people talking versus the 3. So I don't know if you guys caught this. Did you see Carolyn on Johnny Bananas podcast?
Mm-mm.
So Johnny Bananas was in the running for season Traitors 4. They were bringing him back, and he was contacted last minute and said that they felt there were too many gamers in previous seasons, and they wanted less gamers moving forward, and especially season 4. And so he Johnny Bananas is a gamer. So, but yeah, he was on the short list for season 4.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think this show is a lot different if Johnny Bananas is there.
Oh, 100%. First off, I think Johnny Bananas would be probably gone already.
I think I would have been here for Johnny Bananas versus Michael Rappaport.
Oh, that would have been good.
I think Michael Rappaport has a different argument at the round table.
All right, so let's talk about episode 4, and
episode 4. For those of you wondering, the title was "Cut the Head Off the Snake." And real quickly, while I have it up, because I don't feel like going back to look, episode 5 was titled "If You're Gonna Come For Me, I'll Finish You," or it could have been named "If You're Gonna Come For Me, I'll Finish Myself."
So good. All right, so episode 4, we come back from obviously we left them on the trees, these people on the trees, finding out who's going to be murdered by the traitors. One by one, they start to trickle in. And this is the smartest thing that people do every season. And I feel like it's caught fire a lot more recently, where they start to question the people that are coming back from that scenario to see where they're at, right? And to see what they know from what, possibly could be traitorish behavior. And as much as Lisa, when she came in, was kind of scatterbrained at first, I think she nailed it. I think she did exactly
maybe too well.
Yeah.
But what were your guys' thoughts on each person? Ron, Lisa, who are the other two that I'm blanking on? It was 3.
Eric. We can't forget Eric.
Eric, yes, absolutely. And
I think it was just those 3.
It was Carolyn who died. And then there was oh my gosh, from Top Chef. Why am I blanking on her name?
Oh yeah, the chef from Top Chef. Yes.
Was
she
came in last?
I don't think so.
Oh, she was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she was the last one to come in.
So yeah, no, I loved the questioning in that, hey, everyone shut up and tell us, don't accidentally give out the information like Sandoval did last season. He was like, yeah, and remember that part? It's like, yeah, that part, like inadvertently helping Carolyn. I believe it was Monet was just like, yeah, and the gold mask, and it was like, no, the mask was black, and I was just like, ooh, yes. I love Monet throw, like, I thought that was a good bait, and great bait, and this episode, so we lose another housewife. And holy shitballs was I here for this interaction. Is like, yes. I will see you down the road. Is like, no, you won't. She was like, I'll see you at BravoCon. I'm like, whoa. And she was like, you won't.
I know. It was so dramatic. But I'm feeling they were going to murder Caroline Stanbury just because I think that they needed to keep people off of their scent because we have 2 housewives in the turret. So it made the most sense. To me, it did. Yeah. So I kind of felt like it was good play.
These housewives are probably the least aligned housewives we've seen in the history of the Traitors. Because I think in addition to throwing the scent off of Lisa and
Candace,
they I don't think they liked Caroline. I think you won't see me at BravoCon. It's just like, we ain't friends. Like, we might be housewives and all the housewives are, but like outside this game, you're not at the table that I'm at or on the panel that I'm on at BravoCon. And just in case you're wondering, I guarantee you won't be at my panel at BravoCon because there's a hierarchy. I'm here and you're here. Head on back to Dubai. I'm like, holy shitballs.
Yeah, can I be honest though? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ty.
I was gonna say Dubai is a newer franchise, so maybe that's where you were going with it. It is I think one of the newest ones, and I think they've only had 2 seasons. So maybe they don't have as much of a relationship. That's why I could see them as seeing Caroline as expendable, if you will.
Exactly what I was going to say. You took the words out of my mouth because I think Caroline, to them, they also probably don't have a relationship with her like they do the other housewives, where they've known these people for years through the Bravo network, whatever it may be. I think that as much as I think it was a good idea to get rid of a housewife to protect both Candace and Lisa, I do think that if people really looked at it, it's a little more obvious because it is the person from Housewives Dubai. That's the most expendable one. But I don't think we have enough smart people thinking clearly about that.
But at the same time, like, all right, say I'm out there with other survivors and I am working with the other survivors. Just because Gabe, and say Gabe's out there, just because Gabe was on season 47 and not season 7, that doesn't make Gabe the most expendable to me.
No, I think you're looking at it the wrong way. It's if they brought someone from Survivor Finland to be on the season. You have no ties to this person. You don't even know who this person is. You can get rid of them because, hey, it's
Tommy from Survivor Finland.
Yes, exactly. Tommy from Survivor Finland would be a perfect person to take out for you because
I'm
gamer.
Yeah, I'm taking out Tommy from Survivor Finland. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly what it was for them.
Here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Because I'm just like, well, a housewife, and I feel like a survivor is a survivor.
Had it been Dorinda on the tree, I think they would have had more discussion. I don't think that would have been. I don't even think that would have been their choice if Dorinda was on the tree. But Caroline, they're like, all right, she can go.
Yeah. I think it's a great.
I loved it. As I said, like I like watching those housewives. Like really, I mean, because I've never watched Housewives, but I've seen plenty of clips. That's housewife behavior right there. It's just like hey, I'm one of you. It's like, not exactly. Like that is very housewifey.
All right, so now we get into the competition, right? And we're going into this competition where they have to find these spears. So, by the way, this competition was kind of like weird for me. I didn't fully understand it until we were about halfway through the competition. I was like, oh, okay, starting to make sense now. Because I was like, what's with the head of the doll or whatever?
Dolls threw me off too. And then I think at one point Michael's like, "Oh, I got a doll," and they're like, "No, it's like it doesn't matter. Put it down." I'm like, "Wait, why are the dolls there?"
The goal of finding spears to kill your fellow contestants, great. And then these dolls indicate where a spear is hidden. And my grandma's like, "I got the doll," and it's just like, great. Like it's like, we can leave now. I have the doll, and I'm like, oh no, please don't take the doll, so you don't know where the spear is, please. so yes,
I did like seeing a new challenge. I did like seeing that they're changing things up.
I don't like the house. Like we literally ended the episode with just the house because that was the best way to not really tell you if there was a murder or not and who like you could put the focus on the house for episode 6. But as far as recycling challenges, I think the house is kind of the weakest of any challenge, like every season. Like the weirdness of Dr. Will, that one, I'm just like, what was that?
Oh, see, I think you're completely crazy. It's one of my favorite because I want to see these housewives covered in earthworms and creepy crawlies. Like, I want to see these people that are so pretentious, covered in slime, what mud, guck, whatever it may be, because it's kind of like, hey, welcome to the rest of the world. You guys come in here in your $10,000 outfits. I want to see you suffer.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me.
Okay. Well, there. I do find joy in that, but I feel like the reactions haven't been at like I would if the reactions were a little more. This is the worst day of my entire life. I think I would, but I don't feel like we've gotten those reactions. I think it's been like, oh, that sucked. I got to take a shower.
Ty, what's your thoughts?
I think Candace was struggling a lot. We're jumping ahead a little bit, but in episode 5, she barely was getting in there. Like she was standing back, like, do I really have to get wet? Like, and I gotta run, and my shoes are wet, and I'm suing and all this other stuff. So I feel like we do get some. I mean, depending on the players, but we definitely got those types of reactions from Candace, I would say.
Oh no, and that was and that's what I liked about the fountain. But like I just over the seasons, I feel like that the house has been great in theory, and then when it happens, it's kind of it's kind of a fart.
Well, we got a little bit of that from Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski too, where they're just like, we don't like water. This is why we do ice. Like, so we're getting a little bit of that. And this is just water. We haven't got to the creepy crawlies of it all yet. So I feel like we're in for a show on the next episode, but I digress. Let's go back to episode 4. So what were your guys' thoughts when I loved the whole spear going in and you have to say the name out loud for people to hear? I feel like that's putting people on the spot. It's showing people's hands. I loved it. Ty, what's your thoughts on it?
I loved it too. I just thought it was very dramatic. Everyone is just like, and snapping there really hard. The fire's going up. They're screaming. We had Michael who like kept yelling out the name like 10 more times. I don't know if he's really in the spirit or whatever, but it. And I think it made them get into the moment, like feeling like warriors, like they're really just like stabbing each other and taking them out of the game almost. So I was a fan.
I loved it. This is probably this has been my favorite challenge. I think this, I mean, because like carrying heavy shit, like I do enjoy watching them suffer carrying heavy shit. But as long as there's a raw bar to kind of pick up the slack for everyone, like that's it's kind of a nothing burger too.
And we'll get to the Michael Rappaport of it all later, and I know we have a lot to say about that, but Michael Rappaport in this competition where he just keeps saying the name, he keeps saying Tara.
Tara, that's what it was.
I kind of love that.
I did too. I thought it was great. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this comment.
I almost did it myself.
I don't think she is.
First off, she actually said kink in this episode, and I started busting up laughing. Like, I'm pretty sure like I had vodka soda pouring out my nose because I was like, that's the only word that Jonny knows how to say in the Irish accent. You just proved it right.
Oh my god. She's not a traitor.
Traitor.
Oh god.
I can't. All right, what did you think about at the end where the last team goes and finds the spear, and then they're like, okay, who should we take out? Do we take out, Jam Jam? Do we take out Dorinda? And all the other teams are there. If I'm Mark, I feel like the other two played it right. They're like, I'm not the one going to be the one to spear this. I mean, Mark being like, all right, let's just do it. And it was Jam Jam. And then seeing his reaction after that was wild to me.
I love Jam Jam crying because I think Jam Jam loves this, and I don't think that other people understand how much Jam Jam loves. Like I think if they were when they brought back winners for season 50, like I'm taking Jam Jam over Kyle all day long if I'm casting season 50. And for him not to get that call, if you're Jam Jam, it's just like, hey, I love being famous. I love being a celebrity. I love winning shows. This might be my last chance to do this, to reestablish that I'm famous and to re-win a show. And I think it does mean everything to him. And I love that he cried because I think that shows other people that, it's not like, he's there for the right reasons. And there was at least one person that accused him of fake tears, but I guarantee, and because Jam Jam is proud, he was attempting to cover up his tears. I'm hoping that he let people see those real tears because I think Jam Jam had a lot more shade on him coming into episode 4 than he does right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I him crying and everything, I felt like it was a really humanizing moment for him. And like kind of like Jonny said, like you can see like how much it means to him. He's not just, going on, the show just for the more fame or the likes or the followers or anything like that. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, okay, nothing's happened yet. Like, okay, you could possibly be murdered, but we're not there yet. There's like how many other people that are also up for murder, so it's okay. Don't jump ahead too much now. But I think he was just emotional, caught up. And then like Bobby was saying, to be that last one and like everybody's, standing and watching and you're like seeing somebody do it in your face, it's like, it kind of stings.
Yeah. And Maura didn't think that his tears were real. She didn't think.
I'm completely on Maura's side too. No one else was crying. So why all of a sudden, just because you were the last one, do you think it's appropriate for you to cry? Where I think that's totally traitorish behavior. I'm surprised. And I think this I think this is where Jam Jam lucks out that so many people are so vocal about other people, because I think in past seasons, this moment would have completely come back around.
I think it does if you don't see tears, but I guarantee there were tears, and I guarantee even as like Jam Jam's lowering his hands, people are like, holy fuck, those are real tears. He's not a traitor.
He looked like he was in real distress.
Yeah. So, but you could tell he was trying to cover his face, and I think that's why Moore's just like, oh, he's faking tears, and I think we don't see it, but I think there's a moment in which he lowers his hands and like, holy shit, Jam's crying. A traitor is not fake. A traitor is not fake crying.
Oh, we got a guest here to join us, Jake from Survivor 49. Jake, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, so
did you catch the episodes tonight?
No, buddy. I've been out all night, man. I just Bobby sent me that message. I was gonna jump in here real quick, say hello to all you. See how your hangover's going today, Johnny.
I'm back at it.
Oh yeah, I fucking love it, man. I love it. Yeah, no, I didn't see it, guys. I did not see it, so I have absolutely no input in any of that. I just wanted to jump on and say hi to you guys. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Thanks for nothing, Jake.
Johnny, did you even change your shirt? Do you have the same shirt on from yesterday?
No, I was wearing a Bears shirt. This is a snitches sleep with the Filet-O-Fishes. This is the insurance guy that got caught at McDonald's.
I love it. Go back to what you're talking. I got a few minutes here, and then I gotta get inside quiet again because the baby's sleeping.
Well, Jake, is there anyone from the Traitors? I know you're not caught up, but is there anyone from the Traitors that you've been liking? And then we can kind of go off of that.
I mean, I haven't watched any since we talked yesterday, right? So, I mean, I still got to go with my, Survivor Jam, obviously. I don't know what's happened. I do need to catch up on this very quickly so I can actually have some sort of sort of input. Okay. Well, thanks for no spoiler. That's good. Thank you.
or maybe he's not.
Who else do we have in here? I can barely see here.
Is this Ty from Destination X?
Yeah, Ty. Did you watch Destination X?
I did not know.
Well, you should watch that after you catch up on the Traitors. Or before.
I got a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Anyways.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Jay.
Yeah. Did you watch Beast Game today?
Johnny, I told you I haven't watched any TV today. My kid had nightmares all night. I was up all night with him. I was even in his crib for a while last night. So, yeah, it was a bit of a long day, but I will catch up on everything shortly here.
Especially after all the drinks we made you have last night and chugging beers or chugging your hard
iced teas.
Buddy, I'm a seasoned vet, buddy. That was nothing for me.
I'm still sweating it out.
Yeah, no, I've been sweating it all day too. It was a 3.5 hour drinking podcast. What can I say? So with that being said, so Jake, if you want to talk ever with us about the Traitors, hopefully we can have you on again. But I don't want to ruin too much for you. We got to continue talking about the episode.
No, yeah, do your thing, guys. I just want to jump in real quick, say hi. I will catch up, and I'll have some good input next time for you. Nice to see all of you, Johnny. Keep drinking, bud. I love it. Keep going, baby. You're making me proud, man. You're making me proud.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks.
All right, love you guys. All right, enjoy the rest of your podcast here. All right, catch you.
Jake.
All right, so little cameo from Jake there, from season 49. Okay, so back to the episode. So we get past the competition. Now we're leading into Colton's really pushing Tiffany's name, and he's pushing it hard. And he's coming off the heels of just like trying to put all kinds of heat on Tiffany to people that really don't think Tiffany's a traitor. What were your thoughts, Ty? How do you think that played out, and what would you have done if you were in the castle?
If I was in the castle, I would have had my girl Tiffany's back, and I would have gave her a heads up that Colton's running his mouth for no good reason. I was shocked that nobody gave her a warning, and I felt like the emotion we saw from her at the round table, some of that was just being blindsided.
Yeah.
But I think that Colton, I think he was threatened by Tiffany. I think that Colton wants to be the ringleader, and she's another strong presence. And I forgot what his reasons were. I don't know. He gets on my nerves, but he wanted her out. And I think he kind of convinced himself that she was a traitor, and he said that he was going to take a big swing. I think it's also like his ego, like he wanted to be the next person. Is like, oh, I got a traitor, like just like that, and I was able to corral everybody and get everybody on board. So his thing with Tiffany, it just I didn't really like Colton to begin with, and now I'm really not a fan. So that's my thoughts on that.
Jonny?
Yeah. I love Tiffany so much. Like, I know her in real life, and she's just so incredibly nice and awesome, and someone that could have won another show and chose to support a cause and not win, still leaving herself a possibility, but there was a much easier road to winning Big Brother that she did not take, and if I support her in that decision. So no, I think this was the show that Tiffany's been waiting for. This was the perfect show for her. And Colton, I think it was kind of big move-itis. We saw that with Ron on episodes 1 or 2 or whatever, and we saw it episode 4 with Colton. And I understand big move-itis. I love big move-itis because if you swing and it hits, like, no one thinks that Colton is like, if Tiffany's a traitor, no one thinks Colton is the other traitor that betrayed another traitor.
Yeah.
They're just like, holy moly, like, he's Pilot Pete. He's the leader of the faithful. And but at the same time, like what I was saying earlier with Jam Jam crying at the end of the mission, I felt Tiffany crying there. You had to look over and be like, this girl ain't crying if she's a traitor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The one thing I will say to Colton's credit, and I hate Colton. I'm not a fan of Colton. I'm really happy and hopeful that he's done so much, and eventually he'll get taken out very soon, hopefully. But to the one thing to Colton's credit that I feel like he used against her, which was wise, was the fact that she was throwing out too many names. Where it's one thing to target one person, and if you target that one person, you're wrong. Whatever, it was one person. We've seen Ron dealing with it for multiple episodes now of targeting one person and backfiring in his face. But she threw out 3 names. She threw out the 3 names she thought as traitors, and I thought that was a little sloppy on Tiffany's part, because it's when you throw out 3 names, then you are instantly pitting those 3 people against you, where if anyone like a Colton puts any kind of target on your back, those 3 people are instantly going to be like, well, that's what I should do too, because she's throwing my name out there instead of one person.
I get that. And I do think that Tiffany should have been more careful about the conversations she was having and who she was having them with. Like, as opposed to, like, we saw with Eric, he had that clue in his head, but he was like, I'm going to keep it to myself. I'll observe a little bit more. And then he decided to reveal it at the round table. So Tiffany being so vocal about the 3 people, maybe that is something that, gave Colton some ammo against her. But I mean, putting myself in her shoes or the shoes of anybody who's playing as a faithful, I would be thinking of multiple names, multiple people that could be. I mean, we know there's more than one.
Just keep. You can throw. I feel you can almost safely throw out. You can easily safely throw out 1. You can almost throw out 2. You cannot throw out 3 because you're literally guaranteed 3 votes against you.
Yeah.
Because if you're throwing out my name, I'm writing down your name.
Yeah.
So, but it as crazy and as big of a swing as Colton took, this was not Colton's kill. This was Eric's kill. Mr. I know more about music, tone, and pitch and voices of anyone alive on the planet, especially sitting at this table, which is round.
Can I be honest too? Sorry to cut you off, Ty. Can I be honest though? Out of all the people that he could have named that he thought he heard, Tiffany was not the one I thought he was going to say.
No,
me either. My heart sunk.
I think he confused her with Candace. I mean, I haven't gone back to see who laughed, because obviously someone did, and it wasn't Rob R.
Yeah,
but
Eric,
but he's not throwing out another name. I guarantee you that.
No. He's gonna have a seat now, and he needs to. But him with that's what did Tiffany in. Like, because
Yes.
Colton came with his stuff and she was getting a little emotional, but at the same time, I felt like her responses were valid. You know, she was like, what? I'm a traitor and I'm throwing out 3 other traitors. Like, you know, some of it wasn't really adding up. But Eric with the laugh, that was the nail in the coffin. And because he is a singer, he's a musician, people, you know, he has credibility in that area. So people are going to listen to him. And I think that's what really swayed the round table. And if I was them, if I was a faithful, I would be like, okay, so I mean, clearly he's wrong about Tiffany, but who could he have gotten Tiffany confused with?
Yeah.
Just one girl at the table. Like, nobody's thinking that.
I don't know what no one's thinking about Murder in Plain Sight, apparently, or
We just let that one go. They
yeah,
just
so-
were like, oh, well.
If I'm at that round table, I'm buying what Eric's selling because, like go back. Did you watch Squid Game?
Yeah.
All right. So Squid Game season 2 begins with the counting to 100, and you had the stupid nurse that had to do this every time she counted, and I was just like, okay, this is insane. Like, I'm literally watching stupid people follow stupid people do stupid things, whereas the other room is like, hey, I do music and like I count beats and I'm like, that's my guy. I am betting $4.16 million on a musician being able to count to 100, not a lady doing this. So by the same token, like, Eric is a music guy. He is a pitch guy, and he has magic ears, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm betting $250,000 that Eric has magic ears.
Yeah. That's what did it for Tiffany. And I just watching her cry up there, it was breaking my heart. And I'm also a big Tiffany fan. I've only met her once and she was amazing in person.
Yes.
And I just felt like she was, you know, she just felt so defeated because she's like, number one, you're wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And after Eric put that nail in her coffin, I think she knew that this is where this is going to go now. And there wasn't really much that she could defend against that at that point.
Yeah. And I think she also fell victim to Michael being off the heels of, I've been loud for 3 episodes in a row, you know, even though he doesn't know the day breakdown and all that. But for argument's sake, I've been loud for 3 episodes in a row. Maybe I should shut the fuck up at least for one day. And I think Michael's just like, Tiffany's got this. I ain't gonna worry about her. She's a gamer. She's smarter than me. But I feel if Michael had taken off episode 3 and not, you know, raised a fuss every single day, you know, being Michael, if he had not been Michael episode 3 and used his Michael's superpowers for Tiffany here on episode 4, she potentially stays.
I think for me, the most frustrating part of Tiffany going in, and she said it on the episode, was like, a lot of these people are there for different reasons. They're there to be Instagram more famous, or they're there for whatever reasons. Tiffany actually needed the money. Like, she's a single mom, like she said, trying to put her kid through college. There, you know, the housewives don't need the money. Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski don't need the money. You know, Michael Rappaport doesn't need the money. They're there for other reasons. Ron Funches, whoever. Tiffany was there because she needed it. And and I know that the money, honestly, I still think the money should be more, 250,000, and you really don't even get guaranteed the full 250,000 because you can lose the challenges. I think it's kind of lame.
They get money just for sure. I mean, like, well, if
they
you're
they do, but like, let's put in a stipend perspective, right?
Like, well, it's more than like what's called Traitors pays very well. Like I think the housewives are getting like $300K just for showing up.
That's wild because I know
Trishelle won the Traitors, and she was just like, I can name 6 people that made more money than me, and I won the show.
I know someone, and I won't out who was an alternate on a season and told me that they got $50K just for being an alternate. So like, I know that they're getting paid. So I'm glad that she's getting some of it, but like, I still think the prize pool should be more. Like 250K, as much as us at home, watching this, it's all monopoly money to us. The money doesn't really matter because we're not affected by the money, so we really don't care. And when it gets to a faithful winning or multiple faithful winnings, and it's what, like after taxes, 30K each, 40K each. It's really not much. But
and the housewives are not playing for 250K. Like they don't care about the 250K either.
But I feel like that money should be $1 million when this freaking show's winning Emmys. Like what are we doing? 250K is chump change. And I understand that they're getting stipends. I still think it's a better number to look in front of the audience and be like, okay, they're playing for, life-changing money.
Well, did you watch Beast Games today, the Survivor episode?
Oh, yeah.
So I caught up on all of the episodes today. And
spoiler alert, who's not watching, who hasn't caught up on Beast Games, spoiler alert.
Okay. Well, I don't know anyone's name or anything like that, so I don't even care. So, but the first 3, like I was ready to tap out on the show. I did not enjoy the first 2 episodes. I like it was way too American Ninja Warrior meets what I don't like about Squid Game for the first 2 episodes. And I'm just like, this is not the show for me. And then episode 3, when the captains got to do it, I'm just like, okay, I like this. Mm-hmm. And then, and then they go play, they go to Fiji and they play Survivor and
Survivor, yeah.
And there's a part of me, like I had a tear go down. I'm like, oh my God, like this is my show. Like they're playing my show. And I thought it was really.
Hope they do that every season. I hope they bring back the Survivor every season.
He shook hands. It looks like it's going to happen every season. He said this is an annual thing.
It's great for both shows. It's great for the audience retention. Yeah. It brings a lot of people to Survivor that might not be Survivor fans being like, well, I really enjoyed this on Beast Games. I want to go check out Survivor now because I enjoyed how this played out. I think that's 100% what they should do. Continue.
I thought that was really cool. But then the fact, like I'm sitting there and I'm watching them play what is typically a pretty fucking boring challenge on Survivor. Like it was cool in this moment because it was like, outsiders doing it, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're playing our boring challenge, but they think it's awesome. This is really cool. And then to play for a $1.8 million island, I'm just like, this is fucking nuts. This Mr. Beast guy literally has more money than anyone ever.
Yeah, he's got monopoly money.
And he's schlepping toy commercials throughout the entire thing and selling Lunchables. And I'm like, what am I watching?
Feastables, to be honest with you. He's a competitor to Lunchables. But also, and Mr. Beast came out recently saying that he's like got no money, that he has no equity or anything. I don't know if I believe that, Jimmy.
I know, but it's got a write-off.
He does put a lot of it into the show, but like you're not fooling anybody if you're saying you have no equity. But with that being said, I think that we're not going to go too much of a tangent about Beast Games, but I really, really want to say, and I won't reveal anything that happened, I didn't think they were going to play out essentially a full episode of Survivor, and they did, and I love that, and I think that is the best way they could have possibly done it.
Yeah. No, because I was just like, okay, what broken Cliff Notes version of Survivor are we getting? Yeah. And we literally got an episode of Survivor.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's move on back to the Traitors. Yeah. So Tiffany goes out. She is going in front of everyone, and she reveals that she was not a traitor, that she was a faithful. Ty, what were your thoughts of everyone's reactions after that? Because I have some takes.
I mean, they were all crying, but I'm like, this is y'all fault. And I thought her exit speech was very classy. And because it was me, y'all would have got a big F you. I would have pissed, okay? But Tiffany's gonna keep it classy, of course. So I liked what she said, where she was like, you get exactly what you deserve, and you don't deserve me. And that's facts, because she would have been the most valuable faithful on that team. And, she's a little off right now, like the people she suspected, they're not traitors, but everybody's a bit off in the beginning anyways. Like most people are wrong. So that's fine. I know she would, of course, correct it with a little bit more time. So, I mean, I like the way that she left. And just like I said, watching everybody else cry, I was like, I don't know. I was mad at that point. I was really pissed.
I got an I'm pissed message. So
Yeah, I was like pissed. Like I was so infuriated, but I really did feel like you could see with Candace, it was difficult for her,
Yep.
in that moment. And she really did, feel for Tiffany. They've been building a friendship, it seems like. She did also reference the single mom thing and understanding like her, really needing that money. And then plus with Candace, knows she's a faithful. So it's hard to see her go down and go out like that. But I think she handled it with class.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah.
what Colton is one effort. How is there one F in Tiffany?
He was just trying to be a smart ass and it wasn't
Yeah.
working. And it wasn't
Well,
working.
I like that she spelled it out and it was just like Tiffany, like the company.
Yes, that was cute too.
I was like,
I'll be
girl,
honest,
you are
though.
nothing but class.
Can I say that Eric, as much as he's probably the reason why Tiffany went home, because I feel like if Eric, excuse me, doesn't chirp up there and say, hey, this is what I heard, people don't vote that way. I still feel like most of the heat went on Colton, and I'm glad that it happened because Eric just kind of went with what he thought he heard, and you could tell he had genuine remorse about it.
Oh yeah.
While Colton was like, oh yeah, I took a big shot and it didn't hit, but I'm going to continue taking big shots. Like I felt like I got more from Eric, and I feel like Eric, even though he was probably the catalyst for Tiffany going home when it was all said and done, I appreciate his compassion for it, and I think that he's in a better spot for having chirped up. It wasn't right, but he's not the biggest one taking the heat.
Yeah. Ty, do you know why Cardi B is named Cardi B? I
do not know the history behind her name.
I saw this on an interview and I wanted to punch the television because Cardi A was taken.
B is next.
Stop it. Stop it. It is not Cardi
Why not
A.
cardio?
It's Cartier. She's
okay.
Cardi B because Cartier was taken.
Just like that. I love you some Cardi too.
I first thought that, and it took me a second to realize that she should have gone cardio.
I don't get it.
Cardio.
Oh, wow. Yikes. All right, let's get physical with Bobby. Next, we have a murder. We're in the turret.
Yeah. So, okay, what were your guys' thoughts? I'm having to think now who was. Oh, yeah, obviously. So we're in the turret. We have the certain names to be picked. I think the fact that Monet obviously is the one taken out here. I think that Monet was the smart pick by the Traitors. I really do. Monet is a gamer that isn't a gamer and is really catching on to how to play this game. And Monet has come out and said, I'm a huge Survivor fan. I'm a huge, reality TV game show fan. I want to play one of these games. We saw her on the Survivor Celebrity Edition before the season 49 came out.
Did you watch that, Ty?
See that? No.
They did an influencer one day where one full day and night Survivor. Or did they do 2 days?
Where did they air that?
One day. It was on CBS. So you can find it on Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay. I missed all of that.
Or was it on YouTube?
No, it was a YouTube. It was a YouTube. I watched it by way of. Did I watch it YouTube or just through their social media? I might have watched.
I watched it through YouTube. I know that.
Yeah. So anyway, I
enjoyed it.
I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it personally. However, I did like Monet Exchange and Tommy Smokes. So those were the only, like, when it was over, they were the only two people I liked, and I didn't like anyone else. And I literally made me hate influencers.
Oh, I loved Carl from Beast Games too. Carl from Beast Games is the reason why probably Beast Games and Survivor did stuff for the Beast Games season 2. But I want to say this too. Monet is a gamer. Like, Monet is a gamer that's not a gamer, and it was a smart pick. He was saying Lisa Rinna's name when no one else was at the time, even though he said it to the one person that you just couldn't say it to. He could have said it to anyone else.
I know.
And it backfired in his face. And the best thing for them was that can't come back to anyone, right?
No, and I really like God, why do Candace. I have trouble remembering Candace just because of the awkward spelling of Candace with the I. I'm just like, what is that name that I just stare at every time I see? Because I did like, that's not Candace. So, but I was really when Candace was just like, yeah, he just said to me, and it's just like, was anyone else? No, and I'm just like, please show a clip of Monet saying it to one other person, and Monet did not. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, just one. It's just like, hey, I'm not saying anything too loud, but Monet was faking Lisa and like kind of and it's just like, and but God bless. These are some pretty lucky traitors.
Yeah. I mean, Tiffany getting banished and then Monet getting murdered. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it ain't like Mark is gonna.
That's when the disappointment was really starting to sink in for me.
Yeah,
because I really like Monet too, and I felt like even at the breakfast table, the way she was asking the questions, right? Like you said earlier about like the gold mask, and then in the confessional says something like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna test these hoes," and I'm like, yes, like that's the mindset, that you have to have in this game. So, another hard loss.
I don't think Mark and Tara are taking us to the promised land for the Faithfuls. Because, like, I literally left episode 3 going, okay, I'm rooting for the Faithfuls. I'm a bad guy. This is very rare air for me to root for the quote-unquote good guys. I'm rooting for the good guys. I find myself at the end of episode 5 going, I guess I'm going for the traitors.
Same. I flip back.
Yeah, it's like, thanks, Mark.
Ty and Johnny, if you guys ever get the chance to play the Traitors, if you're gonna put a target on anyone's back, do not say it to just one person, because all it takes is for that one person to be a traitor, and then it's just such an easy out. If you're gonna say it in at least a room of 2, maybe 3 people that you feel good about, where it's just the numbers are there, where it can't just be one of those people being the traitor.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Gotta have some insurance.
Yes.
There we go.
All right, so now we get to the next challenge where we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, where we get the fountain and everyone's in the water having to find these coins, where they go then take these coins to put it in a statue. But the whole shtick of this episode of this challenge is, once you get to your statue, there are shields at the statue, and if one person takes the shield, they are safe, but everyone else isn't. And if no one takes a shield, everyone is safe.
Yes.
Johnny, I'm going to start with you. What were your thoughts on this challenge? I really liked it from the aspect of adding the shields as a buffer to see where people's gameplay lies. What were your thoughts, though, originally on this?
I loved it up until the luck of the last 2 statues being the 4 shield statues. I'm like, congratulations, production. Or you know what? I'm wondering if maybe there's one in every one, and like there's production waiting for them to come, and they throw in 3 shield. Okay.
Because there's no way they just randomly were on the last 2 that had 4 shield.
Okay, so that I talking it through, that has to be how that went down, because I'm just like, wow, production got real lucky with that. I loved it, because if there's 1 shield in each one, it's a no-brainer. No one's doing it. But when you put 4 shields in the last 2, you've like the game is it's like House of Villains. There's every single challenge or battle, there's a FU lever in every single challenge, and the FU lever is there to be pulled. That's why it's in the challenge. Like, season 2 of House of Villains, the first challenge, there's literally an FU lever, and and everyone's like, look, we don't need to do this. New York's just like, the whole reason I was cast was to pull the FU lever. That's why this is House of Villains. You're also like Johnny Bananas, when Johnny Bananas was given the opportunity to split the money with Sarah or say, fuck you, and keep the money. Johnny Bananas knew right there in that moment that FU lever is there to be pulled. If Johnny Bananas doesn't pull that lever right there, Johnny Bananas isn't on 20 more seasons.
He was already on like 15 seasons at that point. But yeah,
Well,
I get what you're saying.
I think it ends there. So he understands, like, that is literally why production puts the FU lever in there. They had and I'm just like, oh, they're fucking taking the shields. And I love it. I love the fact that everyone was so good when it's just like, oh, I can't be the one asshole. But it's just like, oh, all of us can be assholes? I mean, what's the fucking problem?
We don't doubt that Jonny Fairplay takes the lever there and takes the shield, regardless if it's 1 or 4.
The 4 of us, yeah. Whoever's with me is just like, look, it's fucking 4 of us. Why are we here?
Yeah.
I would probably be a bandwagon. Like if somebody else was like, look, there's 4, like we can all get one. I probably wouldn't put up too much of a fight at that point. I'd be like, well, Johnny's taking his, so I'm not gonna leave mine in the ground.
Yeah.
So y'all do what you want. So
Yeah, and like, I don't want to take the 4th shield, but if everyone else is leaving with jewelry, I want some jewelry.
I just realized I keep saying, can I be honest with you? But my real thoughts on this, though, I wish they would have left it 1 shield per, because the 4 makes it easy, where especially we find out later, no one's really going to find out. I don't think they're ever going to reveal that did people take it or not. I think what's going to happen is if they try to kill someone, they're not going to be knowledgeable on who took the shields, and it could be a missed a kill essentially.
Yeah.
And what
I did a TV show. It didn't come out. It was a pilot, and I'm not gonna go too far into it because like it was kind of a top secret thing. It was horrible. Don't get me wrong. So anyway, it was myself. Sugar was there, and there was a guy from Love Island there, and then there were some regular people. I think it was like 8 or 9 of us total. And so we did like a 3-day shoot. So because they had filmed the show with all non-reality stars, and they were a week and a half into filming, and no one understood the game. And they were like, all right, stop production. Like, no one's figured out the game. This is not good. So they stopped. And so like, okay, let's do a 3-day shoot. Let's bring in 5 normal people, but let's bring in 3 reality people that understand reality. And so we played the game, and they're like, okay, so do you get it? And I'm like, nope. And they're like, no, think about it. And I'm just like, I think your show sucks. Like, I don't like, like, I think so. But one of the challenges was, and we were playing for real money in these 3 days. They're just like, okay, it's 8 of you. You're all blindfolded. Everyone have your hand down. If no one raises their hand, everyone gets $1,000. But if one person raises their hand, they get 10,000 and no one else gets anything. And it's like, guys, this is fucking easy. It's a fucking $1,000. Like, just fucking keep your hand down. So anyway, they counted down 3, 2, 1. I had my fucking hand up so fucking fast, and I was not the fastest. Someone else got they never said who it was. I'm more than positive it was Sugar. But
so did they actually get the money?
And Sugar, what's that?
Did they actually get the money even though the show didn't air?
Yeah, we did all get, like, I left, like, I got paid to be there, like, because I already had another commitment. I had front row tickets for Dave Matthews, and they're just like, I was like, hey, I can do any date but this one day. And they're like, okay, well, you should be good. You should. And they're like, oh, it's that one day. I'm like, all right, well, I'll do it for the amount that you promised me to show up. Plus you have to pay for my Dave Matthews tickets. And so they gave me like another, whatever. And then I ended up selling those tickets. I did pretty good.
All right. So Ty, what were your thoughts then on the whole shields of it all?
Similar to how Johnny felt at first when like the first group came upon like the 4 shields, I was like, oh dang. And then when the second group did it too, I was like, wait a minute, a little too convenient there. And I think it was Natalie who was saying, like, I trust myself, but I don't trust other people.
Yeah.
So that thought starting to creep in. Of course, Colton wanted a shield too, because, the fiasco that just happened the night before. He knows there's going to be a target on his back. So I felt like I think it was a good challenge. I kind of was curious to see, like, what would have happened if one of those groups would have came across like a 4 shield thing or whatever, like earlier in the game, like if that was like their first statute, and then if that temptation would have been lingering when they went back to get their second statute, like if they all were like, okay, no, we're not going to do it, then you come across it a second time, it's like, wait a minute, maybe we should.
I think the FU lever works better if multiple groups see one shield, and so there's a mentality of there's only one, to where at the end, when only 2 groups see the 4 shields, it's more forbidden fruit that you're crazy if you don't grab that forbidden fruit. Because everyone else has seen one shield. They're under the assumption there's only one shield, and they're just like, okay, there's one shield every time. No one's fucking grabbing it. We're good.
Daryl says, I don't think anyone took a shield. I hope I'm wrong. I think everyone and those 4 people, those 2 groups of 4, the
last 8, I think they all did too.
I think they all took them. I think they'd be stupid not to. And
the Traitors groups, they didn't take it. Were they one of the groups that had the groups that the Traitors were in?
So Candace was in one of the groups, and she said that no one took it, but I think it's because she realizes that no one's going to be able to find out if someone did take it or not. And she's going to know who not to kill, right? Like, so it looks good in front of the Traitors, and she can kind of play it off herself. Where
we did get kind of a bullshit ending of the episode, in that I wonder if because she knew, at least in that group of 4.
Yeah, I was confused when she said that.
Because I think the next episode is going to begin with, like, we were left on this episode going, we don't know if they got it or not. Whereas the beginning of the next episode is going to be like, well, actually, I do know because I was there in the group of 4, and us 4 got them.
Yeah, well, that's what we should have seen in this episode. But I still think that, Johnny, to your point about the whole FU lever, like, we've seen obviously Bananas, where the FU lever is amazing, like great TV. And we've seen the complete opposite, where, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Squid Game season 2, where someone could have clearly played the FU lever in dramatic fashion, would have probably been the biggest reality TV move of the last decade, and didn't. Where it would have been,
and they would have been on the Traitors or House of Villains because of it.
Too. Huh? Which part? Which part of Squid Games?
The coins, the coins where it's like, oh, what's in my hand, and someone sacrifices themselves.
Yeah.
Could have gone to that last person and been like, hey, no, I'm just doing this. I'm a good person. And then F you. And then I'm pretty sure he would have won the whole thing, because then no one could take you out at that point. At that point, it was just, he was the fastest.
And I think he wins red light, green light. Yeah. So, but no, Trinity does that. He's on Traitors and House of Villains.
Yes, I think that would have been one of the biggest moves. I think they would have been a reality TV star. I think they'd be the next Jonny Fairplay, Johnny Bananas, what have you. Yeah. And it's some people, it's just not in their nature. But like, that would have been so big. So with that being said, I think that I wanted this moment to be like, I hate Colton even more, because I feel like Colton was going to take it there regardless if it was 1 or 4. And I feel like that's where the show didn't screw up, because this was obviously their plans. But I feel like I would have rather it all been one shield the whole way through, because I think Colton would have done it. And I wish they would have outed Colton, and it would have put such a bigger target on his back. Like, I feel like there's a moment to be like, why would you do that? There's no reason to do that. You're safe no matter what if you don't take anything, if it's just one shield.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with it. I feel like we could go back and look to see who was in the group with Colton. If I don't feel like there was a traitor with Colton's group of 4. And if that's the case, I could see Colton getting murdered and Colton having a shield. And I think that's good TV.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's the plan here.
Yeah. I think their plan was to always put the 4 because who's not going to take the 4. All you have to do is just everyone in that 4 shut up. I think it would have been even better if you just had one statue that had 4, not 2 statues that had 4.
Yeah.
So I digress. We go on past that. This is where the fireworks really start to heat up, right? Ron Funches has a lot of heat on his shoulders. It seems like Ron Funches is pretty much on his way out of the house until Colton decides to spice things up once again and continue, playing that I'm going to continue going hard no matter what because I already started it, and calls out Michael Rappaport. Now, Michael Rappaport in this moment where Colton says, yeah, so what are they dressed up like? I think that's what he says, right? What are they dressed up like?
He says he asks Michael Rappaport, he goes, so does Alan change outfits when he meets you guys in the turret? Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it was really I think it was more of a joke than anything else. And you saw Michael think because as others mentioned, that's kind of what he does. He actually does think first, and you literally see him think first.
Yeah.
And he did I see what you're trying to do. And but I don't even think he was trying to do that. But the fact that Michael had to Michael it turned it into something, and then it really turned into something.
Yeah. I agree with you. He was buffering for a second, kind of oh, okay. What you trying to do? You're trying to be clever. You're trying to be funny, But Michael did not think that was funny.
No.
I don't blame Michael, though. I would have had the same reaction, too, because for me, sometimes it takes me a second to process what someone's saying. So that little delay is going to put a question in other people's heads. Well, you're coming at me, bro. By doing that out of the fly, out of nowhere, and I have to sit there for a second and process what was just said and what's my genuine reaction past that. I don't think Michael Rappaport had a bad reaction to it. I think the others took it as bad because he did have a little delay. And I think that I would have been just as heated as he was in that moment at Colton. Now, I'm not saying what he said later on was right at all, but I'm saying in this moment where we're seeing him in the house talking about it, I think I would have a similar reaction where I'd be like, screw you, dude. You're trying to call me out as thinking about it for a second, but I had to process what you said because you kind of just hit me with something out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And also when Michael was saying to Colton, you need to kind of humble yourself right now. You should be quiet. I felt him on that part too. Cause I'm like, Colton, you just had the Tiffany thing happen. And you're scared. Okay.
You just shit yourself.
Reach for shields and stuff. So that you need to chill out. And we saw Michael chill out, he was in the hot seat and stuff. He tried to take it down a little bit. He cranked it back up episode 4. But I think he was trying to tell Colton in his Michael way, it would be wise for you to chill, to have a low profile right now.
Yeah. I know. I think Michael was just like, dude, you literally shit yourself last night. So the next time you're hanging out, we all remember you shit yourself. Just come in with some clean underwear and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because we still remember your shitty underwear from last night.
Right.
And honestly, Michael's reaction to everything, yes, he's kind of dramatic. He's going to be eccentric. He's going to try to make good TV. So he's going to blow it up bigger than it probably should. But I feel like exactly what you said.
He was smiling though. He was smiling the whole time he's screaming.
Ty, what you said was completely right. His reaction of you just had a wrong target that you pointed on someone that was completely innocent. You should take a step back. Should have been left at that. Then it's the perfect comeback to you're trying to do something that's too much, and it makes Colton look worse if people really think about it. But when you continue to play the high antics of trying to make good TV, trying to be eccentric and bold and whatever it may be, then it just puts an even bigger target on you because you're deflecting too much.
Yeah. I mean, he's running around the castle. He's going to multiple rooms. He's telling his side of the story. He's shouting all over the place. I'm like, Michael, you didn't have to do that much. Like Bobby just said, put him in his place. Be like, look, if I were you, I would chill out because there's already too much attention on you and you're drawing more. Just sit there and leave it at that. Let people marinate on that too a little bit. Remind them of what he just did to Tiffany.
Yeah. So,
And now
he
we
did
get
not.
to the moment. All right.
Yes.
So we get to the round table, and honestly, it starts off pretty decent for Michael, where
Yeah.
I feel like he's making decent arguments. He's going and he gets the first word in against Colton rather than Colton being the one to shout out Michael, which I think is always smart when you know when someone's going to come after you. You
Yep.
be the first one to take the attack.
So you're not
because
deflecting.
you're not deflecting. You're the one who's putting it forth of like, I know this is said about me. I know what's going on. Here's what I have to say to you before you can attack me. That was the smart thing.
Whew.
Then we get to the not smart thing. And honestly, the egregious thing and the most ridiculous thing we've seen since Jeff Varner, and dare I say it, Jeff Varner 2.0.
Yeah,
What
no,
were your thoughts
like
on
I'm
that
literally
moment?
watching. I was just like, we're watching Jeff Varner 2.0. Like you texted me that, and I literally said that to I'm just like, I am watching Jeff Varner right now, and it's just, you know, we talked before we went on the air. Yes, we got the apology. I would like to believe that the apology was sincere, but I think we all know what he meant when he said what he said. Like he tried to walk it back, and there was no walking it back. You said it.
No.
And he said it with his chest too.
Yeah.
Like he meant that. And there's no taking that back. And you know, kind of like what we said before we came on air too. Like, I mean, it's very offensive, and especially with that group, that round table is too queer, too ally, too woke, too everything for anybody to really kind of let that slide. And the only people who still voted for Ron were pretty much saying like, you know, I came in really convicted about you anyways. So I'll stick with you, Ron. And it was just a handful of people. But I feel like after Michael and that statement, it just swept the rest of the round table, and they're like, he just has to go now because we can't have this in the castle anymore.
No, and I agree. So if I like, I enjoyed Michael up until this moment, and I'm not getting rid of because I'm more than I don't think Michael. If I'm in the castle, I don't think Michael is next level traitor. I think he's definitely a faithful, and I think I think he's probably fucking it up for the faithfuls, but I don't care. Like I think he was enjoyable. I think the bad, well, it was a bad read all the way around. I'm guessing that Michael Rappaport's read was, this is Colton. No one likes, like, people are pissed off that I'm in this house, in this castle. People are pissed off that Colton is in this castle because of the other stuff, post Bachelor. So I think he was counting on that, and they're just like, nope. Sorry, dude.
When you say out of anyone in this castle who knows how to keep a secret, it's you. The innuendo is completely off.
No, but I think he thought because Colton had this, like, the other stuff, the stalker allegations or whatever. He's like, I know I shouldn't say this, but I think I can with him because of that. And it's just like, nope, you still can't.
You can't say about anything.
I think he was thinking ahead. I think, like, he self-admittedly says he's emotional, he's self-aware of it. And I think he was really riled up. Like, we saw him, like, going back to, like, Tiffany again and defending Tiffany. And then he kept pointing that finger. Y'all saw he kept pointing that finger? Mm-hmm. You're a traitor and this and that. And he's just like, all of this towards Colton. So I don't even think there was a lot of thought process.
I don't know.
I think that it just came out of his mouth. And afterwards, he realized he needed to apologize, but he definitely meant it in that moment.
Yeah, no, I think, as I said, and he may not have thought it through of, hey, if I can say this about anyone in this circumstance, I think I possibly can against Colt. I don't know. I think that's the only thing that could have it. But even if he thought that, he's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he was wrong.
90% of what Michael Rappaport said in that moment against Colton was like, you were doing a good job defending yourself. Then you said that one statement, and that one statement, regardless if you're a faithful traitor, what have you, I think Johnny Weir said it best. He's like, I don't even care what you are. I want you out of this fucking castle right now. It doesn't matter what you are anymore. At this point, this is out of game. This is not in game. This is out of game. This is something that is absolutely no one should say to another human being, regardless of where you're at. regardless of who the person is. This is something that is so out of bounds. I don't want you here, regardless if it's better for my game or worse for my game. You are not worthy of even being worth my time. And Michael, he said, oh, well, I'm sorry if he thought I'd said it that way. That's not the right reaction. Later, it felt like a scripted thing later on when he actually apologized for it, where it's too little too late. Now you've got production, you're being like, you have to say this. That's not okay. At the end of the day, what Michael said was so repulsive and so ridiculously out of bounds of what a game chat should be that I was okay with him going and being like, just go.
Yeah. Up until that moment, honestly, I was okay with him. Yeah, I mean, or after that moment, I was okay with him going too. Before that, I wanted revenge for Tiffany. So I was like, I hope Michael stays and he just annoys the shit out the cast and they're all miserable, but they won't get rid of him. You know, that's what I wanted. But then that came out his mouth, I was like, ooh, you can't.
And I think the people that did stick with the Ron vote, once again, I don't know, but if I had to guess, I think their thinking was, I'm sticking with the Ron vote because I think Ron's a traitor. I want Ron out of this house. And as soon as this roundtable is done, production, can we voted Ron out. Oh, well, he was a faithful. That sucked. Oh, well, can we address that statement from earlier? Because Michael has to leave too, and we're not wasting a vote on it.
Yeah, that Michael would be dealt with separately anyways.
Yeah. I think that's why those votes, I think that's why the Ron votes were the Ron votes. They're just like, we're going to handle this, but we're like the episode begins like Michael was asked to leave the show.
I still can't believe that many people voted for Ron. I think that the writing was so on the wall that you couldn't.
Well, I just think they thought that they would declare it must be, and we don't. They didn't. We're not seeing the whole round table. Like it might have been said there. Hey, just a quick question: if we do vote Ron, are we going to address this situation? And production is like, let's continue with this. We will address what needs to be addressed. So, and that might have been a conversation that we don't see on television.
And I'll be honest, guys, I don't like Colton on my show. I think that like Colton really pisses me off at times. By no means do I think this should have been said. Anything that is like what Jeff Varner did on Survivor, and if you haven't seen it, go look it up. It was atrocious. Or don't, because you probably shouldn't. It's that bad. Yeah. But this is the closest we've had to Jeff Varner 2.0. Yeah. And to me, it's like, as much as I hate Colton and I wanted him to get put in his place, I'm like, no, Michael, it's time. Bye. Like, I don't need you there. Like, it's what you said is so egregious and so out of bounds for what game we are playing that I don't need to waste any more time of you on my screen. For as much credit as we gave Michael last week, where we were like, he's entertaining, we enjoyed him on our screen. Like, even though we don't agree with a lot of stuff he says outside the game, at least I'm enjoying him on a show. I had enjoyed him up on the show up until that point, and at that point, I was like, "Just go."
Yeah. No, I would be curious, and I'm Bobby, Ty, and I can attest. We sign a contract about confidentiality when we do these things. There's some things we can and can't talk about, and I would imagine that Alan will probably be like, yes, there's a lot more that you didn't see. They did question, like, they all raised their hand right there. It's just like, hey, are we gonna production? Are you gonna do so? So as I said, I would not be shocked if there was if we vote Ron, will production handle the other side of this? And I'm like, I would imagine production's answer was, you guys can police yourselves. However, when this is over, there are some conversations that are going to be had, and I can imagine half of them are just like, well, we want to be responsible for this. And I think there's other people being like, well, we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, because Ron was kind of an asshole here as well. Ron don't want to know about your family. He don't give a fuck about your family. He ain't going to tell you where he lives. It's a secret. He ain't telling anybody where he lives. He don't give a fuck what your favorite hobby is.
Like seeing Ron stand up for himself, though. I really did. And I think with Ron, like, he's introverted, and he even admitted, like, it's hard for him to be on, kind of all the time in this type of situation. And some of it he also attests to his own gameplay. He's like, yeah, like, I'm not going to be talking about this silly stuff with y'all. Like, I'm observing, and I don't want my feelings or my
Yep.
friendship with someone to get clouded, my judgment to get clouded because of that. And we heard a similar sentiment from Kristen earlier after the Tiffany banishment, where she was saying, like, I'm so, kind of confused because, like, I'm mixing up who I like and who I trust. And Ron is trying to play that very, very separately. So I don't know. I really like Ron,
I do
and I
too.
don't like them suspecting him all the
Yeah.
time just because he's quiet and he's minding his business and he's watching y'all. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, he's wrong. He's wrong about Dorinda. That's
Oh,
fine. But at
bad
least
read. I'm here for bad read Ron. I love bad
me
read
too.
Ron.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I love Ron. So, he lives to see another day unless he gets murdered. But at least he survived that banishment because Michael took himself out. Like, Michael just banished himself for all intents
Yep.
and purposes. And I really want to see Ron stay. I like him voicing, coming to that round table and saying his piece, being very direct with Dorinda, even before they got to the round table when they were just hanging out in the parlor. And he just sat down and he was just like, yeah, I'm coming for you. You,
Do,
ma'am.
do we think Ron saved himself like if he's not murdered, if I'm at that round table and I hear Ron's answers, it's just like, hey, you don't want I've asked you about your family. It's just like, yeah, fuck you. Like if I'm sitting there, like, I'm just like, I don't think Ron's a traitor. Because
Playing a
you
social
feel
game.
like a traitor would talk to somebody.
Yeah, he's not playing any type of social game. So, but I hate when they get caught up on that group think mentality and that herd mentality, and they just latch onto a name, and everybody's like, yeah, that's where the vote's going, and everybody just kind of falls along with it. So I want to see Ron last a lot longer in this game. I hope that they don't banish him, and I hope he doesn't get murdered either. I don't think the traitors will murder him because he's a good shield.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and Dorinda was the it's just like you threw out a housewife. It's like, bitch, I don't know what show.
I like that
I
line
don't know
though.
what show you were on. I don't know who any of y'all are. I don't care. I'm not. And Dorinda's like, well, you obviously know the housewives. No, I don't.
I think that Ron's guaranteed to go out next round table. Like, I feel like it's all but sure that that's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen.
I don't think
something crazy has to happen.
I'm down for a Lisa Rinna banishment.
Me too. Or Colton. He was being talked about at the end of the episode. He was being talked about. We need them to just keep on that train of thought. Leave Ron alone. He ain't hurt nobody. He's not really doing nothing. Like, just let him be. Let the man be.
And honestly, if you stop attacking this man, he'll say funny shit for us, the viewers. He's a fucking comedian. You're not letting him be funny because he's all hostile, being trying to ignore you people, whatever show you're from.
Yeah, he's gotten really reserved ever since he got called out, and essentially he's not playing it completely right, where you should kind of do what Eric did, where you kind of lean into and be like, guys, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And they've just kind of been logged onto him. And I think the worst thing that happened to him was the fact that Donna Kelsey, who he said in the roundtable he was aligned with, ended up being a traitor. Like, that's the worst thing that could happen to you, right? And then
but she was the secret traitor, and they didn't
know that. They never said.
I know. But
they could be on the heels of it.
But if I'm Ron, I throw that out as just like, can we, like, y'all think I was working with Donna? She was a secret traitor. How, like, even if I am a traitor, how am I supposed to know she's a secret traitor?
So now we get to where Colton is throwing out more names. We get off the round table, and he throws out Lisa Rinna as a possibility. And we see Rob R is right there talking in the middle of it, and he's a traitor, and he knows what's going on. I thought that Colton, after everything that's happened, and maybe he felt like he had a little bit of cred because of the whole Michael situation or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He just keeps throwing out names. At what point does it come back to him? And do we think that he's going to get killed now that the traitors are talking about it in the turret?
I think he knew this is the most supported he's been because of the Michael thing, and was just like, you know what? If I don't shoot my shot now, I'm probably not going to have another chance to do this swing again. So fuck it.
Yeah.
And I like it as a gamer and as a player. You know, like like there's a part of me like, shut the fuck up. Like everyone kind of likes you for the first time, but it's just like, you know what? If here's your big swing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He had a lot of support. People were still coming in, giving him hugs, giving him reassurance, like letting him know, like, look, like that was out of pocket. We do not support that. You know, we're here for you. And he I think he was feeling comfortable and supported and trusting that, okay, people are here. Maybe I can trust this small group of people that I'm sitting with and let them know my thoughts. And then when he started, justifying why he thought it was Lisa, I was like, dang, he's kind of good. I still don't like him. But I'm like, he's picking up well. I'll give him some credit. I'll give him a little bit.
I think that what's going to happen is we're going to come back to episode 6. And I think because we saw last time someone threw out Lisa's name, they instantly killed that person. I think that they're going to try to kill Colton. And I think Colton's going to be secretly safe. And then they're going to be like, wait, why wasn't Colton killed? And they're going to learn that that's why. And then I think that they're going to try to use that information against them in some way, being like, hey, we don't know, but obviously they didn't kill someone. Could it be, so-and-so? The thing is, I think it's a hidden good thing for Robar that Colton doesn't get killed in this moment if this all transpires, because then instantly anyone else that was in that conversation, which was only 4 people, could be like, why did they kill Colton? Colton was being the most vocal and not nailing his shots at who were the traitors. Who else was in that room that he talked about Lisa Rinna about? Because that person probably gave the information to Lisa, and that's why they got rid of him.
Yeah. And if they kill Lisa Rinna and don't recruit, I could and they get a housewife as a traitor, I feel Candace and Rob are in a great fucking spot moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob
I would not
really
recruit.
good position. And Candace, she's doing fine.
I absolutely would not recruit. I would stick with the 2. I think that's the. I just feel like they're both. Yeah, I feel like they're just they played a great game. Lisa, as we've seen, she's the worst of the 3, and by fucking up, and so it's just like boom, cut the excess baggage and just fucking fly to the end. And I'm more than okay with Rob R and Candace winning this game. That's a fun traitor duo.
I think we're going to have a traitor win this season. I really do. But I really think it's going to be one traitor. I think that anyone smart that's in the traitor role is going to do whatever they can at the end to get rid of that other traitor, similar to what Suri did.
Oh, can we acknowledge Rob R's overalls?
Yes. The best part. Yes, that was the redemption for me, because I used to say before we got on, I was kind of hate watching after Tiffany went out. I was pissed. But Rob in those overalls, I'm like, yes. I yelled out over me.
My fiance was downstairs. I was like, babe, he's wearing the overalls. So he wore the overalls on Love Island, and like it wasn't cool, but it was like his thing.
And I love how they got Johnny Weir's reaction to be like, I couldn't even look him in the eyes. He was too sexy or whatever. It's like, and we don't even know if that's who he was thinking about, but they like showed a shot of Rob R in that moment. It was like, all right, like people love Rob R. I think Rob R's in a great spot in the house.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, they love him in real life. I mean, like I think Rob R is like he's Dylan Efron.
All right. So with that being said, do you guys have anything else you want to bring up from the episode? I know it's getting late on your guys' end, so we should probably wrap up here. Anything else from these 2 episodes?
Well, no. If I were to propose a toast to to Tiffany, who I think we all miss. What alcohol would you recommend that I use with that toast, Bobby?
Oh, I think there's one in particular that we could definitely pick out for Tiffany's remembrance.
Watertown Whiskey, guess what? Philadelphia Eagles back-to-back. Here we go, Super Bowl champions. You see, Daniels, it is the Commanders' year. Woo! Super Bowl bound to Watertown Whiskey. It's back-to-back. The Chiefs are going back, and they're winning this time. Watertown Whiskey. Y'all boys heading on down to 8 Mile. Lions got this. Watertown Whiskey. It's the AFC's year, but it's the Chargers. There's only one thing I gotta say. Watertown Whiskey. Jets, 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 Jets. Shut on. Hartford Whalers, we're going to the Super Bowl. They're close to Watertown, right? There's one thing we can all agree on. Watertown Whiskey. Escape the ordinary. WatertownWhiskey.com. Drink responsibly.
WatertownWhiskey.com, guys. Drink responsibly. Go check them out. Tell them Jonny Fairplay sent you. They're a huge sponsor of us here
Bobby,
on the podcast.
They have a new improved whiskey that they're coming out just for Survivor Season 50. And there's me, Ozzy, Sari, and a few. We're doing a big promotional campaign for Watertown Whiskey. So check out the new and improved Watertown Whiskey. Go to watertownwhiskey.com. Get yours now.
All right, guys. So with that being said, we're going to head out of here. We will be back next week to talk all things Traitors episode 6 right here at Reality After Show. I want to give a shout out to Ty_Lowry_. And we got Jonny Fairplay at Jonny Fairplay on Instagram, Twitter, what have you. You can find me at Goodsby Bobby. With that said, guys, we appreciate you all. Give us a like, give us a follow, hit that subscribe button. Any comment you leave helps us in the algorithm, helps us out here at the channel, gets us in front of more people. So please leave a comment if you can. And with that being said,
I love you, Daryl Seymour. Sorry.
And with that being said, guys, we got a lot of good Beast Games coverage. We got Survivor 50 around the corner. We've got stuff on the Patreon. Go check out the Patreon. We just did a podcast. So, guys, everything we're doing here is for you, for reality TV. With that being said, we will see you next week right here on the Traitors After Show. Bye, guys.
Good night.